What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be playing some Boros Dragons, and there's an interesting thing about this deck, because it sort of popped up a couple of weeks ago, and a few different versions have floated around, but now it looks like it's starting to come into its own, and a version of this just finished 7th in one of the big standard challenges online. So we're going to play a little bit of an updated version and see if it works in best of one. Starting at the top, we have some removal in the form of Burst Lightning, because you still got to have that, can't really dodge it. We have some Hired Claw, which isn't really kind of fitting the plan too much, other than being the best 1-drop you can actually get. And we have some Get Loss, so we can actually remove a variety of things, take advantage of white being in the deck, really. A couple of Abrade for some troublesome artifacts, but also can get rid of some early creatures. Of course, Magda, if we're targeting our opponent's creatures, we get to generate a treasure, then we can sacrifice treasure to make 4/4 dragons, which is super sweet. Then we also have some Sarkhan. We're playing a full set of these. With the other dragons in our hand, we should be able to generate treasure, which is super nice. Interesting inclusion here. Clarion Conqueror. And this is a 3-mana 3/3, but it turns off artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. At least activated abilities of those can't be used. And that's a fair amount of cards, surprisingly. And it's still a 3/3 flyer, which is nice. Of course, Screaming Nemesis, that's just hard for your opponent to deal with, because they're going to take damage if they block. And also more haste creatures in the form, well, not this one, actually, the next one, but this one is Magmatic Hellkite. It can slow your opponent down, messing with their mana a little bit. And then the Nova Hellkite that does have haste, and can ping a creature when it enters the battlefield, which isn't worthless here, actually. And then Twin Maw Stormbrood. This is good both early and late. Early, it deals 5 damage to a non-flying creature, and then late, you just have a big 5/4 creature that gains you some life. So we're going to like this in a lot of different situations in the deck. Now, if you've been looking for the updated version of this, watch the video, and then at the end of it, I'll have a link for you to take you over to Moxfield, our channel sponsor. But also, if you want to buy any Magic cards, don't forget to check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's TOAMagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, DRAGN, and it'll save you 5% on whatever you order over there, which is great. You get Magic, you get to save money, you support the channel. For now, though, let's go see if this updated version of Boros Dragons works as well in best of one. Okay, we go first. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is more than fine. Do we get to shoot a Llanowar Elf? Nope, not a Llanowar Elf. But a Hired Claw. We will gladly shoot a Hired Claw. I'm in that business. Oh, we have a Hired Claw. A little bit late, but that's okay. I will show you a dragon. And, ooh, actually, is it worth playing a Hired Claw here? I think it is, actually. It is interesting. I almost didn't play it just so maybe in 2 turns I'd still be able to play the full-size Hellkite, but I don't know. Feels like it could be worth it. Oh, they're playing their own version. Probably mono red. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to just have to do what we can here. And then go attacking with everybody. I mean, I was going to say, they could block and just trade Sarkhan for our Hired Claw, which we wouldn't have been upset about that. Now, the downside is they do get to play their big dragon, and this cannot kill a dragon, so that's going to be annoying. But we don't mind that too much. We didn't have a lot to do with our mana here. We'd like to draw a land, though, so we could still play our 3-mana dude. That'd be great. Otherwise, I was going to say, if we didn't, we'd probably just kill Sarkhan there and call it a day. Alright, no attacks. Oh, no. Sick. And this is whenever it takes damage. Oh, how gross. Alright, well, they might have just got us with that one. And we will have lethal instead. All right, come on. No! Oh, we didn't get there. I mean, technically we're not dead here. But the best we could do is 3, 4, 5. We actually can't deal 6. I think we go here. And then just attack for 3. Oh, wait, no, that was a mistake. Oh, not quite, not quite. I mean, because we can still block and not die here. I mean... Alright. That's it. See, opponent gave the early GGs. What do we tell y'all about doing that? Seriously, I'm going to explain something to new people here. One, you look foolish if you give the GGs and then just lose. Right? I see it at least about a third of the time that happens. So y'all gotta slow down on the GGs a little bit. The other is, usually, especially if you play in paper, the losing or the victory deficient, if you will, is the one that offers the GGs. If they don't, y'all just pack up and move on. Right? You don't win and be like, here's the play. GG's, effer. Like, that's not what you do. So whatever. People do what they want to do. I'm just saying it looks bad. Save yourself the embarrassment. All right, let's keep this and see what we can do with it. I have to tell y'all, like, seriously, if my mood's not there for the next couple of games, y'all, I'm gonna apologize, because I just playing 2 really grindy games that were really good, and then y'all don't even get to see them because the file screwed up. Like, it's the worst. But, you know, things happen. We will move on. We will endure. Alright, let's try to play one of these Conquerors, which probably gets countered. Yep. I hope y'all don't get bored of watching these, like, control matchups, because there's a lot right now. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to parade some dragons out there and let them keep countering dragons, I guess. Oh, you're trying to mill us as your condition. Alright. Good to know. Gonna go searching. Yep. Honestly, I get why there's so many control decks, though. The fact that you get the stock up and consult the stars in nearly back-to-back sets, basically, like, just insane value. Insane value. Like, I can't fault anybody, honestly. Okay, what do we do here? We Clarion Conqueror, so we could attack for 4, 7, put them at 8. Get our board swept, play Sarkhan into Magda. I mean, I guess. Sure. I mean, I know a sweeper's coming one way or the other. They either just found one earlier or they'll go get one. I'm only doing this because I can drop 2 creatures next turn. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be worth it. Yep. And you get 2 cards here. I mean, the fact that we still find ways to win these matchups is kind of crazy to me, but the value those decks get is just so good. Like, these are the best tutors, or search cards, if you will, that, like, the control decks have ever had the opportunity of playing. It really is insane. And we still have, what, like 3 sweepers that exile stuff, which I think is also dumb. I'm going to have a chance, as part of the Commander format panel, we'll be doing some meetings at Wizards soon. With the panel, more for the panel to meet and do stuff, not really just Wizards. But one of the things I'm going to talk about is the theory of, one, we don't need so many sweepers. But if we are going to have them, anything that sweeps the board should not also exile. That feels like you should do either or. You know, like if it's spot removal, it can exile. If not, then, you know, whatever. What do we do here? We activate our land. No, I'm going to do this for 3. So if there's another, whatever, where you got to pay 3 mana, we can just pay it. And if they counter this, they just counter it. Like, whatever. Which they still might. Yep, 3 steps ahead. Just a hard counter. Does that mean you also have a sweeper here? Or a spot removal of some kind? Probably. Yep, not mad at that. Alright, let's go ahead and try to put a counter on Sarkhan. We'll try again. This is also why we didn't want to activate the land, because if they got rid of it, we lose value after a sweeper. Now we have a little bit more going for us, because we can Screaming Nemesis, we can activate the land. So now they got to have 2 bits of spot removal. Or instant speed, something or other here. And that's why these treasures are very important. Alright, Arena, don't wreck us. Making sure we tap correctly. Alright. Now, they can make us pay... Well, no. What are you going to say? That wouldn't really work for them. Alright. That gets countered. There's no 1 mana thing here unless it's just the bounce spell. And that's okay. If they do, they do. But this... Fortunately, y'all got to see what basically was the end of that game, but something happened with my recording software right at that point. So I'm just going to take a break for the evening, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and finish recording this video for y'all, because it's already been a long day, and I'm not going to fight technology right now. So hopefully what y'all see from here forward is actually just fine and easy footage. All right, y'all. I got some rest. Everything's reset. We should be good to go. So hopefully y'all get quality footage as it's intended to be. Yeah, also weird. I'm in the ranked numbers, but it only shows 99%. That happens sometimes for me on Arena. I don't really know why. Not that I care that much. It's more about the games than anything else. Alright. Get in there. Gets 2 points in. Alright. This is neat because it turns off Cauldron. Not that they wouldn't have a way to remove this, but, you know. Do I kill this guy or... Nah, we just attack. If they block, we'll pump. If they don't, we just play dragon. Basically how this is going to work. Alright. I'm assuming this is Cauldron, but they don't actually play Gut... Okay, it is Vivi. Sweet. Well, this worked out nicely, because now we get to kill a blocker. And then we get to attack. I'm actually going to pump the larger one, because this can't get hit by most of their burn spells. It'll more likely punch through a bigger creature. You know, it's doing a few things for us here. Yep, you have a Mako. And a prosthetic memory. Sweet. Opponent's going to take 6. Or take 2, go to 6. Ooh, wow, that's a choice. If we kill that, we get to attack for 3. Well, they'll go to 6. Oh, if we... Well, we won't be able to double pump. That's unfortunate. So we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6. I could pump once for 7. That feels excessively greedy. There's really no point. I can just do this and just leave up Get Lost. And the opponent just doesn't have a solid kill here. Oh, they're letting it through? 3, 4. I mean, I just pumped both, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, wasn't expecting that. I guess they figured the game's just over. Okay, well, we'll take a win against Vivi. Why not? Alright, we have stuff to do on turn 1 and turn 3, but not turn 2. But we're still going to keep it. Maybe we draw something here. I will say, too, we lost 2 good games. I mean, we won the games, but I lost the footage from 2 games. Because of a technical issue. So that's a little disappointing. All things considered. But we're going to make the most of it. Alright, well, I guess we're just staring at some control piles. Alright, let's go attacking. Alright, let's play this, because this will likely hit a counter. And there's a world where we could Screaming Nemesis next turn if they have a kill spell, shoot our own Nemesis to keep them from doing anything, you know, that sort of deal. But we'll see. I expect since they waited so long and didn't use a counter there, they're likely just going to counter the Screaming Nemesis, so they don't have to worry about it. And I wouldn't blame them. Yeah, that makes sense. Need to find our creature lands here. This is tough, too, because we just beat a control deck, and you don't even get to see it. It was a long game, too. Sucks when you lose footage, man, let me tell you. One of the toughest things as a creator is to lose that type of stuff. Alright, let's go here. I could have also faked them out by playing Sarkhan before playing the land. And then just give them the option to try to counter it and then follow up with this. That could have been smarter, actually. If I was real savvy. Alright, now they're going to kill the Hired Claw. That makes sense. Alright. And they had to kill. Wow, they had everything. Well, if they just have it all rolled up, what are you going to do? Sometimes they just have it. Okay. Can we get away with this? And then we just pass. Like, basically just trying to make them use all their removal and things on other stuff. But I think they've got this one. Our draw wasn't the best, but, you know, we'll see. Restless Bivouac. Alright, I guess we try to attack here. Alright, end of turn. I'm sure they're going to draw our search here. Yep, as you should. Yeah, I'm just going to give this to the opponent. That's fine. We're too far behind to win that one. Let's... Ooh, yeah, let's keep this. Let's keep this. I'm alright with this. Alright. I'm assuming we're going to go get a forest here, because that's the only thing playing those these days. Yep. Then, with no way to kill anything... Huh. If we were on the play, this would have been better, because we could have Sarkhaned and then maybe kill the Llanowar Elf, or... Actually, you know what? We still might get to kill Moss Hydra or whatever. That could still be a thing. I'm going to show them this, because it doesn't matter. Because I think if we show them this, there's a chance they don't play the Hydra if they have it. And we obviously want them to play the Hydra. Alright. Tifa. We're not going to see a Hydra this turn. That's unfortunate. I was hoping we would. Alright. This also tells us they have Snakeskin Veil, or they wouldn't attack here. Wait. Maybe not? No, they have something here. Okay. Sure. That's interesting. I guess we block. I mean, I don't know what else you're supposed to do there. That's okay. That sequence confused me. I'm going to go ahead and play this. They can't use a lander token, I guess. A Chocobo. Alright, you got it. And a Llanowar Elf. We can pick off an elf here, and I think that's fine. Play this if we want. Go ahead and get the elf and get in for damage. Attacking for 7. They go to 13. We're not going to die to a Chocobo. I'm just thinking about what we want to do next turn. Would I want to replay the Hellkite? Yeah, let's just attack. I think we're in a good enough position. Because there is a world where I might Sarkin and Screaming Nemesis just to keep them from attacking or using a fight spell on something. Or even their removal being the X spell that gets lands out of your graveyard. Oh, opponent's trying to use a lander token and they don't know why. You got to kill the Clarion Conqueror opponent. All right, I get some lands. Okay, this is kind of good news if this is all they have. Because now we can play Sarkin and Screaming Nemesis attack for 3, and then we have lethal the next turn, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, yeah. Sure, we just, well, there is an argument to be made for blocking here, but we're at enough life. I think I'll wait. Because attacking and getting that 1 extra point could matter. You know, it's not nothing. Okay. I think here we Sarkin. We don't have a dragon to show them. That's fine. Oh, actually, we do have a dragon on the battlefield, though. So we still get the treasure. Not that I can crack the treasure, because I have the Clarion Conqueror. But, you know, in case something happens to it, I suppose. Now, the question is, do we just attack here with the Screaming Nemesis anyway? They block, they take 2... I'm just trying to think about how we lose with 2 cards. Oh, they could have... Oh, they probably have the guy that doubles power. We're not going to beat that anyway. Well, it doesn't give trample, though. They'd have to have a trample spell. Never mind. All right, so we will leave a couple of blockers back, just in case. Plus, we have way more than enough damage next turn. Right? We have this for 4, 5, 6, 7. Sarkin will get a counter. That's 10. Plus Screaming Nemesis damage between now and then. If we get an extra land, we can attack with the 2 points from the Hired Claw. So I think we're in good shape. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, even if they manage to kill the Hired Claw or the Conqueror here, we just win next turn. Barring something crazy that I don't know about. Yeah, that odd Tifa attack, I think, kind of shifted this whole game. Maybe picking off the Llanowar Elf helped keep some other silliness from happening, but I don't think so. I think it was really about that Tifa going away. Yeah, opponent, you got 128 power. Mossborn Hydra. It will not matter here. We got a tapped land, but we're just going to go here. I mean, you already knew we had it, so this isn't a secret. I guess if they have... Well, no, there's not an instant speed fight spell for 1 mana. So I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll ping this, I guess. It doesn't really matter what gets hit. Play the land, go attacking. And it's 10 in the air plus Screaming Nemesis. I guess plus Hired Claw if we just want to make sure. Yep. Yeah, and there, what does it mean by make sure is that if for some reason there was a card I forgot about that they could 1 mana kill the Conqueror, then if we attack, they go to 9 from the Hired Claw. 7 in the air puts them to 2, and then they have to block the Screaming Nemesis, and the smallest power they have is 2. So still would have been exactly lethal if this would have been killed. I mean, I guess there's some world they could have killed the Nova Hellkite, but then it still would have been the same thing. So yeah, they would have had to get rid of 2 things there. Okay, this looks like fun. We have our removals. We actually have a couple of removal spells and Sarkin, so we'll see. Ooh. See, that's very tempting, but I'm going to do this since we're a little light on mana. Unfortunately, actually, I guess I'll show them the Hellkite. Why not? Depending on what they do, there is a world where I might blow up the treasure here to kill a bat and then Twin Maw on our turn. But we'll see. Speaking of which. Alright. I might just do that. If I just shoot the bat. I mean, I can still get an untapped land here, right? Deck says, like hell you are. Alright, let's go ahead and kill this since it's on the ground, and I know they play at least a reasonable number of flyers. Because this might just be the bat deck, and not just the Orzhov life gain deck. And if it is, well, bats have flying. Speaking of which, there's one now. We found the land, but not what we're looking for at the moment. Let's use this Abrade to off that. Attack for 2. Would you like to play a 1 toughness thing? I would appreciate that. Looks like they are not going to cooperate. And Shelter by Ghosts. Oh, Augur. Well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Can't fault you for that. I think I'm just going to go here. And you've already paid your life for those. All right. Just make your mana difficult, I suppose. Alright, go attacking. Arguably, I guess I could have played Nemesis, and then... Does this only deal damage? Oh, an opponent controls. Can't even hit one of your own creatures. That would have been a little crafty there if we could have. Sure. You got it. Gain some life. Ooh, they're going to get some extra cards. That's tough. This might be where they turn the game around. Tough life for us. That's not bad, though. That's not bad. Yeah. We'll put that one on ice, I guess. I don't know how many basics they play. We're going to do the basic test here and find out. Well, they have plenty, as it turns out. Yeah, I mean, if you just find the removal, you find the removal. There's a point. Might get some help from this Darkstar Augur. Oh, no. I won't be. I was hoping maybe they only had the Lurker Bat and we'd be able to kill that with the Nova Hellkite, but no such luck. All right, so now we have questions. How do we deal with this? This would be 4, 8, 12, 13. I don't think the opponent would block, though, because they could just attack and gain a bunch next turn. Oh, wait, but they might die during their draw step to the Augur if they don't. That could be amusing. You know what? I'm kind of into that. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait, actually, no. Oh, I'm a mana short. I was thinking I could do both of these, but I can't. I need 6. I only have 5. That would have been nice. Because they would have been forced to block. But, yeah, I guess we gotta, right? I don't even know if it matters what we hit, but sure. All right. So if we all out attack, do we die next turn, right? Because they would have 4, 5, 6. Oh, assuming they play at least the one creature in their hand, they get to gain 2 life. So this would go up. So that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15 if they have another creature. We're not dead. All right, let's go. I'm going to try to kill them with their own Augur, I guess. Wait, does Augur... Okay, it's lose life. It's not deal damage. So, like, okay, cool. Alright. It's probably the best we could have hoped for. Put another land on ice. Okay. How bad is it? Aerith does gain life. But currently, they're at 9 or 11. They're going to gain at least 2 more. Oh, that can block, though. That puts them at enough to stay alive. Oh, no, because I'll still have to block. Oh, no, because they're taking the Screaming Nemesis. Dang. All right. That doesn't kill us, though. Is there a trap here? Like, I block this, right? Like, is there a reason that's attacking? See, when your opponent does stuff that doesn't make sense, like, I'm your Huckleberry, I'm still gonna block. I just don't know what's happening. All right, so we got 3 in there. That's 8. Aerith can trade for 6, and then they gain 6. We would have a land to block with, but we get a Screaming Nemesis back. Is that worth it just to trade for Aerith, and we still leave? So tough. I'm trying to figure out how we lose from here. Because they don't have to block with Aerith. They could just block with this. And then we would be dead. So we actually needed another dragon here that we could give Sarkhan flying. Right? That would have been the play. Without this, they don't have to block. Yeah, they could go to 1 and just not die, potentially. That's tough. Alright, we gotta let it ride. One of those ones where you hate it, but you do what you gotta do. Okay, that's annoying. We could die to that. Alright. Oh, yeah. We're definitely... Oh, because they made 2 of them. Yeah, we're dead. They top decked the right card here. We actually can't win. Alright, good job, opponent. Okay, let's try it. Not a lot going on here, but just enough to be functional. Please don't harm my Magda. Hey, it's not a red land. Magda might get to... Actually, it's probably going to get bounced. But maybe we get to do something. And I sometimes would take maybe over not at all. Screaming Nemesis. This isn't going to get to do anything. Not likely. My concern here is I don't... Yeah. I guess I'm willing to just let this get countered. If you're playing mono blue, you have to be playing a bunch of counters, right? The problem here is it could also be... Like I say, it could have just been the dude that like taps a creature, then blocks, but... 'Tis fine. Alright, we'll let them counter this. Because obviously they're just playing a counter-heavy deck at this point. We know what's going on. Oh, it's not a counter-heavy deck. We get a treasure. Look at us. Oh, I guess we don't get a treasure. Boo. Oh, well, we still get a treasure. We just... Wait. What did you counter? Oh, you countered the Magda's ability. Weird. Okay. I thought they were going to counter the thing to keep their land, but... Alright. I guess... I mean, to be fair, we would be close to getting a Haste Dragon. So it's not like it's that bad of a play. Alright, I will attempt to kill this thing. I was going to say, if they want to counter, that's fine too. Try attacking here. Sure. Yeah. I mean, what if I say no? All right. There you go. Now you get a lot of options to grow a creature. So this is just blue flash counter kind of silliness stuff here, but alright. What you got going on, opponent? I don't even think it's worth putting Magda at risk here. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on what they do. Because if we're still left with a couple of creatures on the battlefield, I might consider it. Sadly, we've drawn a lot of land since this opener. I think we've only drawn one spell. The rest was already in our opening hand. Now, is the opponent just going to rope here? Alright, well, that's fine too. Alright, well, it looks like they are there. They are present, so I'm not going to attack with the Magda. Nope, they just chose not to do a thing. Okay, well, I don't really understand. They were highlighting stuff, so the opponent's there. They're just letting it rope, I guess. It was a legit rope for some reason. Oh, well, that's cute. Doesn't do anything against a deck full of flyers, but conceptually it's neat. Yeah, Flood Pitch Drowner. You got it, friend. I mean, one would assume the goal here is to tap the Hellkite. And then just attack for 3. Alright, you're casting a Spectral Sailor, so you're going to trade 2 dudes. Oh, the whole team's getting in there. Love it. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill the 2 flyers. And then make a decision on if we want to either just kill that or just make a 6-powered flyer or a 5-power flyer. I think we just go big here, right? Yeah, let's just do it. I was just thinking of making a treasure, but I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. I mean, that's reasonable. I can't hate that play on their part. If we do this for 5, I'm going to do it for 3. Because there are worlds where they could make us pay up to 4 more mana. And this makes it hard to counter. Drowner, sure. Do we attack with Magda here? Nope. Alright, didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, all things considered, I'm probably not attacking with Magda there. I'm just getting in for 4. They go to 3. Then the next turn, I could just try to recast the Hellkite. Kill off the Drowner and maybe try to attack there. But yeah, interesting deck. I've seen some versions of this. I don't know what the best version looks like. But it actually seems like a reasonable budget deck. So yeah, this one was pretty good. It came in at 9 and 4, which I think is 69%-ish, thereabouts. So pretty good. I do think the addition of the couple of Abrades was kind of nice. I didn't mind having those. Obviously, we didn't run into the synthesizer decks, but would have been nice addition to have. It's really interesting. I think I've been playing Twin Maw Stormbrood in a few different decks, and one of the things we've been noticing is that you do have times where the 5 damage to a non-flyer really is an issue sometimes, but it's still useful, right? And even late in the game, it is just a big flyer, so you can't really hate on it too much. Clarion Conqueror didn't get to do too many things this game. We did stop opponents from using some maps, which is really good. It stopped ourselves one time from using a treasure, but it didn't really affect anything. So, yeah, overall, pretty quality. It is a little bit, like I said, a little bit of a tension here between Magda and the Clarion Conqueror. However, you can still just sacrifice the treasures to Magda. You don't have to tap them for anything. So that's actually pretty cool. But overall, yeah, if you're looking to play some Boros Dragons, I mean, this is a pretty strong version. Honestly, we had game against everything. We had just enough removal to hang on to stuff. We have a fair amount of direct damage just getting things done. And then just some powerful cards, right? With the Nova Hellkite, with the Screaming Nemesis. And then Magda's just a backup plan at the end of everything. And it's great because your opponent will spend damage to try to kill Magda. So yeah, this is your jam. You're looking to play an updated version of this. There'll be a link in the description. It'll take you over to Moxfield. Have some fun with it. Don't forget, do your shopping over at Tales of Adventure. Save some money because, you know, Magic's expensive. Otherwise, be part of the stuff going on. Become a member down below. Come join the Discord if you want deck help. Otherwise, just keep supporting the channel by watching videos and watching them all the way through because it's always free. But that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.